You wouldn't believe how many anointed people walk into a crowded room with radiant smiles while secretly carrying a storm that no one else can see. And if you've ever felt that suffocating shadow pressing against your own heart, even as you serve God faithfully, you already understand how shocking and hidden this battle can be. Because the first reason is that the very anointing on your life paints a spiritual target on your back. When you are chosen, when you are set apart, the enemy does not remain silent, and just as Elijah called fire from heaven, only to find himself under a broom tree begging for death, you too can find yourself suddenly struck by a wave of despair that defies logic, a weight that whispers in the dark hours, you are utterly alone, even though the Lord has surrounded you with promises and angels you cannot see. The second reason is entwined with the way you pour out without ceasing, giving of yourself in every hidden corner, your midnight intercessions, the words of encouragement you craft for others, even when your own heart is breaking, the tears you cry over souls who may never thank you until you feel like a well that has been emptied and forgotten, because secretly you have ministered to everyone else and starved your soul, neglecting those still waters where He leads you to restore your strength. And in that emptiness, isolation begins to grow, a gnawing loneliness that makes you feel invisible even while you stand in front of many. The third reason is bound to the quiet battles that rage within you, those wounds or temptations that no one else knows, because carrying an anointing does not remove the weight of human weakness. Paul himself confessed a thorn in his flesh, a messenger of Satan to buffet him. And there are nights when you stare into the darkness, wondering how someone who has felt the presence of God so powerfully could also be shackled by such secret anguish. And yet you press on because you have learned His grace is sufficient. His power is made perfect in weakness, even when your weakness feels unbearable. The fourth reason is rooted in the spiritual warfare that constantly swirls around you, because when you are anointed, you often perceive things others cannot. You carry burdens that are not even your own. You step into a room and feel the clash of unseen forces trying to choke the atmosphere. And though you smile and continue ministering, you walk home with a heaviness that makes breathing feel like a task, clutching scriptures like Romans 8:28 in trembling hands, whispering them through tears as you remind yourself that all things, even this suffocating sadness, are working together for your good, according to His purpose. The fifth reason is perhaps the most hidden, the most shocking. Because you have been set apart and entrusted with influence, you are terrified that if you speak your pain aloud, someone will call you unfit. So you bury your sorrow beneath sermons and songs, hiding your tears behind prophetic declarations, convincing yourself that if you admit your struggle, the mantle on your life will crumble. And in doing so, you forge a chain that tightens slowly around your joy, making you feel as though you are both called and cursed in the same moment. And yet, there is another layer, one that few ever speak of. Some of the deepest wells of depression are dug by seasons of unanswered prayers and divine silence. When you have fasted, prayed, declared, and still feel the heavens are brass. And in that silence, you start to wonder if God has overlooked you, if the promises whispered over you were only dreams. And those doubts grow in the shadows until they bloom into despair, even while you continue to lead others with a voice full of faith. Then, there is the relentless weight of comparison, the way you watch others flourish while you labor in hiddenness, and the secret thought creeps in, maybe I am failing God, even though He is shaping you in obscurity like David in the fields, like Joseph in the prison, preparing you for a future that would crush you if given too soon. Sometimes you battle depression simply because the call on your life demands a level of sacrifice few will ever see, and the loneliness of that path can feel unbearable, the nights endless, the purpose unclear. Yet deep down, you sense that even in this valley, He is crafting something holy from your pain. If you feel the words on this page burning inside you, if you see your hidden nights described here, remember that you are not forgotten, you are not abandoned, you are not weak. You are a vessel God has chosen, and the same Spirit who raised Christ from the dead is alive in you, even when you feel broken beyond repair. And your secret tears are not wasted, but are being woven into a testimony that will set others free. Let this truth settle in your heart. Let it awaken a courage to reach out, to pray again, to worship through the storm. And if this message speaks to your soul, share it with someone else who might be fighting in silence. Subscribe for more words that pierce the hidden places and remind you of who you are, and God bless you.